Bloomberg report that came out, and the majority of people that make $250,000 and more, those are the people who are living paycheck to paycheck.
It's called lifestyle creep. The more money you make, the more money you spend.
What would you do with $400 million? Buy a mansion? A private jet? Well, our number one celebrity had all that and more, but still ended up living paycheck to paycheck. Today, we're counting down 8 unbelievable but true stories of stars who went from private jets to public transit. And trust me, the financial disaster at number 1 will leave you absolutely speechless. Hey there, entertainment lovers. Welcome back to our channel. Before we dive into today's countdown, hit that subscribe button because we're about to uncover some of Hollywood's most shocking financial meltdowns, all verified, all true, and all absolutely mind-blowing. Let's start with some perspective. According to Forbes, the average A-list Hollywood star earns around $20 million per movie. Yet surprisingly, a 2016 study by The Hollywood Reporter revealed that 60% of entertainment professionals face serious financial difficulties at some point in their careers. Today, we're looking at 8 of the most dramatic falls from financial grace in Hollywood history. Let's begin our countdown. Number 7. Toni Braxton.
Toni was totally wiped out, owing more than $50 million in debt.
Braxton's story is particularly fascinating because she filed for bankruptcy not once, but twice, first in 1998 and again in 2010. Despite selling over 67 million records worldwide and generating approximately $170 million in revenue, Braxton received less than $2 million. The reason? Her contract with Layface Records paid her just 35 cents per album. By 2010, things had gotten even worse. Her monthly income had dropped to $10,000, while her expenses ballooned to $47,000. Adding to her financial strain were medical bills totaling $15,000 monthly for lupus treatment, and she had to cancel more than 50 performances due to health issues, bringing her total debt to nearly $50 million. But Braxton's story has a silver lining. Today, she's rebuilt her wealth through a successful reality TV show, Braxton Family Values, a Las Vegas residency earning $750,000 per month, smart real estate investments, and renegotiated music rights. Number 6. MC Hammer.
MC Hammer famously saying, "You can't touch this," but the IRS said, "Yes, we can." The iconic 90s rapper was once worth as much as $70 million, but he suffered one of the most incredible downfalls in music history. MC Hammer spent millions on himself and his friends, quotations for friends, I think, and
in 1990, MC Hammer's "You Can't Touch This" earned him $30 million in a single year. At his peak, his estimated net worth reached $33 million, equivalent to about $70 million today. But what makes Hammer's story particularly fascinating is the sheer scale of his monthly expenses. He maintained a staff of 200 people, costing him $500,000 per month in payroll alone. His personal security team required another $230,000 monthly, while mansion maintenance added $180,000 to his monthly bills. By 1996, these extravagant expenses had caught up with him. Hammer found himself $13 million in debt with total assets of just $1 million. However, his story takes an unexpected turn. Today, Hammer has reinvented himself as a tech investor and consultant, working with 8 different startups and even teaching business classes at Stanford University, proving that sometimes the greatest comebacks start with the biggest falls. Number 5. Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger's financial collapse, the untold story. During the early 1990s, Kim Basinger, a thriving actress, encountered controversy regarding her part in Boxing Helena. She expressed initial discomfort with the script and sought revisions to portray her character in a more sympathetic light. Ultimately, Basinger remained dissatisfied with the final script and decided to withdraw from the film, breaching her contract with the studio. This led to a legal battle where she was found guilty of breach of contract with Mainline Pictures. The studio claimed a loss of $6.4 million in potential domestic and international sales due to her departure. As a result, Basinger was ordered to pay $7.4 million in damages, according to Variety. In May 1993, facing this hefty judgment, she filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Her lawyer disclosed that her net worth was just $5 million, leaving her with no other option but to seek bankruptcy protection.
Basinger's financial downfall centers around one massive investment that few people know the full story behind: In 1989, she purchased the entire town of Brazelton, Georgia, for $20 million. This wasn't just a piece of land. It included 1,751 acres, the town's banking system, multiple commercial properties, historic buildings, and industrial areas. Her vision was ambitious. She planned to transform Brazelton into a tourist destination complete with movie studios, a film festival venue, shopping centers, and luxury homes. The reality, however, proved far more challenging. Local zoning laws prevented many of her planned developments, and infrastructure costs were severely underestimated. When the 1990s recession hit property values, her investment began to crumble. The situation went from bad to worse when she backed out of the film Boxing Helena and faced a lawsuit. The final numbers tell a devastating story. She was forced to sell Brazelton for just $1 million in 1993, taking a $19 million loss. Add to that the $3.8 million settlement for Boxing Helena and $1.5 million in legal fees, and Basinger's dream investment had turned into a financial nightmare. Number 4. Mike Tyson.
Once crashed your Rolls Royce and told cops to keep it, spent $240,000 monthly in just walking around money, nearly $100,000 a month on jewelry and clothing, more than $400,000 on pigeons and cats, $300,000 on lawn care, a house with 38 bathrooms. To what extent did it almost seem, or did you think that just the money would never run out?
I don't know, that's just how I live my...
Mike Tyson's earnings and spending habits remain one of boxing's most legendary cautionary tales. Over his career, Iron Mike earned between $430 million, with his highest single fight purse reaching $30 million. At his peak in 1996, his net worth stood at an astounding $300 million. Yet by 2003, he found himself $23 million in debt, a financial reversal that seems almost impossible until you look at his spending habits. Tyson's love for luxury automobiles was unprecedented. He amassed a collection of 110 luxury cars, including multiple Rolls-Royces, Bentleys, and Ferraris, totaling $4.5 million. His real estate portfolio was equally impressive, featuring a 21-bedroom Connecticut mansion and a Las Vegas estate, among other properties, totaling $100 million. But perhaps most famous were his exotic pets, 3 Royal Bengal tigers that cost $140,000 each, with annual trainer costs of $125,000 per tiger. These magnificent creatures required specialized enclosures costing $750,000 and consumed $200,000 in food annually. What many people don't know about Tyson's spending is the extent of his jewelry collection, 111 pieces worth $7 million, including a $2 million diamond chain. He even installed a $2 million gold bathtub in one of his homes. His monthly expenses included $65,000 for garden maintenance alone, and he once racked up a $230,000 cell phone bill in a single month. Today, Tyson has found some financial stability through various business ventures, including his cannabis business, Tyson Ranch, and entertainment appearances. Number 3. Gary Coleman.
The day Dana dies, Gary Coleman files for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
He basically said, it's from me to accountants to my doctor parents.
The story of Gary Coleman is perhaps Hollywood's most tragic tale of financial exploitation. During his run on Different Strokes from 1978 to 1986, Coleman earned approximately $100,000 per episode, totaling around $18 million. However, by the time he turned 18, his trust fund contained less than $220,000. The reason? A complex web of financial mismanagement that would take years to fully understand. Court records revealed that Coleman's parents paid themselves $1 million annually as his managers, while his business manager took a 20% commission on all earnings. Meanwhile, the star himself received just $100 per week as an allowance. By 1999, Coleman's situation had become dire. Working as a security guard, his monthly income was just $1,750. His savings had dwindled to less than $100, while his medical debt exceeded $200,000. When he passed away in 2010, his estate was valued at just $75,000, a heartbreaking fraction of his childhood earnings. Number 2. Nicolas Cage.
For a long time, a victim of his own fame. Bankruptcy, tax problems, crippling debt, and
Nicolas Cage's spending spree has become Hollywood legend, but the true details are even more extraordinary than most people realize. At his peak, Cage earned $40 million annually, with total career earnings exceeding $150 million. Between 1998 and 2005, he embarked on a property-buying spree that would make real estate moguls blush. He purchased Midford Castle in England for $10 million and Schloss Niedstein in Germany for $8 million, all while maintaining a portfolio of mansions across America worth over $100 million combined. But it was Cage's eccentric purchases that truly set him apart. He paid $276,000 for a dinosaur skull that he later had to return to Mongolia after learning it was stolen. His comic book collection included the first appearance of Superman and Action Comics #1, costing $150,000 each. He owned a Lamborghini previously belonging to the Shah of Iran, $450,000, kept an octopus as a pet, $150,000 plus $25,000 monthly care, and even bought a pair of albino king cobras for $270,000. One of his most unusual purchases was a meteorite for $300,000. By 2009, these expenditures had caught up with him, resulting in a $14 million IRS debt. Today, Cage continues working consistently in smaller budget films to rebuild his finances, with his current estimated net worth at $25 million, a fraction of his former wealth, but a testament to his resilience. Number 1. Willie Nelson.
November 9, 1990. A day that saw a country music icon, Willie Nelson, not on stage, but in a financial showdown with the IRS. In the early 1980s, Willie Nelson, like many, invested in a tax shelter, a legal strategy to minimize taxable income. However, as the IRS scrutinized these strategies, many, including Nelson's, were deemed illegal.
Our number 1 spot belongs to Willie Nelson, whose case stands as the largest individual federal tax bill ever faced by a musician at that time. The IRS presented him with a staggering $16.7 million bill, which with penalties eventually grew to $32 million. The government seized 20 properties and 70 items of equipment, valued at approximately $6 million combined. But what many people don't know is that Nelson's tax troubles stemmed from a tax shelter investment scheme that was actually legal when he entered into it. The IRS changed their ruling retroactively. Adding to his woes, Nelson was simultaneously facing a $14 million lawsuit from his former manager. But it's his solution to these problems that makes his story truly unique. He released an album titled The IRS Tapes Who'll Buy My Memories, with all profits going directly to the IRS. He also sued Price Waterhouse for $45 million for providing bad tax advice. By 1993, he had settled all his debts and begun rebuilding his career. Today, Nelson's net worth stands at $25 million, a remarkable comeback that proves it's never too late to turn things around. If you're wondering about comebacks, here's some good news. Most of these celebrities have managed to rebuild their lives, if not their fortunes. They've adapted to more modest lifestyles and found new ways to earn income. That's our countdown of 8 celebrities who lost it all. Which story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about your favorite stars.